All right, good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting of the Pine County Board of Commissioners, January 6, 2026, organizational meeting and regular meeting to order. Present in the meeting room are Commissioner Ludwig, Commissioner Nelson, and Commissioner Moore. Commissioners attending via electronic means are Commissioners Holland and Waltholm, which both can be electronically seen and heard in the meeting room. Please stand if you're able to join in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. The first order of business is the election of a board chair for 2026. Are there any nominations for board chair?
I'll nominate Josh Moore.
All right. Commissioner Moore has been nominated for board chair. Are there any other nominations for chair? Are there any other nominations for chair? And lastly, are there any other nominations for chair? As there's only one nomination for chair, please indicate by stating aye or nay for the election of Commissioner Moore for chair. Debbie, can you please call the roll?
District 1, Commissioner Holland.
Aye.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Nelson.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Waldham.
Nay.
District 5, Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
All right, congratulations, Commissioner Moore.
All right, well, thank you. We will move on with the election of the vice chair. Do we have any nominations?
I'll nominate Roger Nelson.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, we will vote on Roger.
District 1, Commissioner Holland.
Aye.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Nelson.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Waldham.
Yes.
District 5, Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, so we will move on to public forum. Is there anybody in the public that wishes to speak? Come on up. State your name and where you live.
My name's Les Orvis. I don't like saying anymore that I live in Royalton Township.
Okay.
I think right now Royalton Township is disgusting. I want to get in, and I thought about asking to see if I could be put on the agenda, and I decided not to. I decided to stay under 3 minutes so that I stay simmered down a little bit. But after the last meeting in Sandstone, and I've talked with Commissioner Moore about this, it's been in my head over the last year of where the zoning board sits. How comfortable do we sit there by what we do, telling people they can't have what they want? Our job is hard enough without the group coming in, lying, backstabbing, harassing, bullying, slandering, but more or less threatening all the time. It's been going on for 2.5 years. They're opinionated, they're uneducated, but they're relentless. But after the last meeting, one of the people's husbands followed one of our members right out to his car. And I believe, Matt, you were out there. You walked part way, but shoulder to shoulder saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Who the hell do you think you are? You don't know anything, and you need to listen to us. That's harassment. That's bullying. I've been thinking about this for a year, so I'm going to be straight up. Between Denise and Brian Wise, Patrice and John DeGray, what I'd like to do, they've come after anybody and everybody willing to listen to their senseless point of views. We may be legal and understand what we're doing, but they don't want to hear it. Like Commissioner Ludwig says, we'll work this out. There is some problems. We'll work this out. But with this group, you can't find a medium halfway point to interject any kind of common sense here. So anyway, after being followed out to the vehicle, I talked with Skip that night, and it's unacceptable, number one. We can't put up with this. We put up with this harassment for longer than it should have. If we can't go to a meeting and do our diligence and do our job and walk out of there feeling safe and comfortable, we need to take action. I feel comfortable because I won't back down. So this is what I'm asking you for. We've said at the last meeting in Sandstone, Skip and myself, get an attorney, knock this kind of bull crap off, and let's move on. We don't have to listen to two families and their little puppets out there coming in and telling us. A lot of the county has been out there. A lot of the board from up there has now been out there. I think we're better than this. I think we need to prove it. I think they need to prove it. But here's what I'm asking you for. And between you commissioners, Administrator Schroeder, and Attorney Frederickson, I'm asking for a 12-month no contact. No emails, no texts, no letters, no in person, no meetings, to keep our board members safe and let their attorney talk to our attorney or our hired attorney. I don't know how this aspect works. That's not my world. But they do not have the right to intimidate, harass, slander everybody for what they think is the only way this can be done. At the last meeting afterwards, it was said outside by Brian Wise, you don't understand this. It's not the lights. We just don't want the business there. The same family fought Royalton Township of moving to Gray Construction next to the Wise family. The only two that objected was the Wise family because they don't want the business. We got to work together in here. We got to work to find a medium way to make this happen. So what I want is I would like a no contact harassment, call it a injunction or restraining order against any of the board members up there and their families for 12 months or until court action is taken and this is resolved. This is a big deal. I'm asking for.
Are the 3 minutes up?
To ask our chair.
All right, Les. Yeah, we're at our 3.
Okay, then that's what I got. But I'm asking for that and I'm asking for some due diligence to move that way. I would like that within 48 hours. I would like an answer and a response if I could, please. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else in public forum? Anybody online? No? Okay. We'll move on to the agenda.
Commissioner Moore, members of the board, we do have two additions or changes to the agenda. The first one is just an addition of regular agenda item. We'll put it as 5.1, a discussion of the 2-month hiring pause, which expired on December 31st of 2025. And then the second item, we are going to make as number 1 on the regular agenda, and that is just a discussion of board operating guidance. And then current item number 1 will move to 1.1, the land committee.
All right. With them revisions.
As amended.
All right. We got a motion by Ludwig, second by Nelson. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Roll call.
Roll
Oh.
call. That's okay. District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Nelson.
Yes.
District 4, Commissioner Waldham.
Yes.
District 5, Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
District 1, Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 2026 boards, committees and appointments. Everybody's got their list. Me and Roger are gonna share a paper copy. I think for the most part, everything will probably keep mostly the same. Unless somebody had some questions or requests. The one we were looking at a little bit is land advisory. If that would work, if Nelson, you wanted to take land advisory, I'll take it off mine.
Nelson replaced Moore.
Yep. And then just looking to the future, I was thinking as an alternate on personnel, if we could move Nelson to that. don't think you really have a choice, but we're gonna put you there. And,
Is that for that last, the alternate or the
yeah,
primary?
alternate.
Okay.
And then on Personnel Committee, we don't have an alternate, but I'd like to put Nelson there if we can.
Well, you said personnel committee, the first one. Were you meaning negotiation committee?
Negotiation, sorry.
Okay, negotiation is the one we don't currently have an
Yeah.
alternate.
Yeah,
Okay.
is that all right?
Yeah,
Mr. Chair. If I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on the landfill committee for many, many years, and Matt's always filled in if for some reason I couldn't be there a couple of times, but somebody that we think's going to be on the board next year might be a good alternative. I know other commissioners, as they got close to the end of their term, the last couple of months, they've had somebody come and so it's a big board, and it's tough just to walk in there in January and take over.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you or Roger, I don't know, somebody that's got some interest in it.
Before, that's okay.
Okay. We're just,
I don't anticipate not being able to be there, but it's something we're gonna have to sort out.
yeah, why don't we move my name to there?
do the alternate spot.
Yep,
Instead of Ludwig?
yep. Otherwise, everybody good?
Yeah,
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
I do have a question.
Yep,
So on line 7 with the AMC delegate appointments,
yep.
that just remains, I mean, it indicates Minky, so do you formally have to change that to Schroeder?
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
And then Arrowhead Counties Association, did we want to continue that or do we want to discontinue that? Line 13.
Matt, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Kelly. I would just suggest that we discontinue our membership with Arrowhead and use those dollars to be a member with the Northern Counties Association. I don't know if that takes a board vote on that but.
yeah.
I just need the direction to do that.
Okay.
And you would take it off the list. But
And I know we did, the Northern Counties Association this year was a freebie, right?
Yep.
Right.
And now, or last year, and now this year we gotta pay.
It's 2,000.
Yeah, so, and we wanted to kind of test the waters and see where it was, and I think we've been happy with it, right? I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
It appears to me we have a little more in common ground with those people, with the Northern Counties people.
Yeah, I echo Steve from what Roger's been reporting back to us.
yeah,
What is, Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
What is the charge for Arrowhead that we would be saving?
I think it's like $2,500 because
Okay, so we
Northern Counties was a little bit cheaper.
got it.
so everybody in agreement of that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Mr. Chair,
yes,
I have a couple of questions.
go ahead.
So, the last year's appointments included alternates.
Okay.
And so this year with the change of representation on these boards, there are some that had alternates last year that now don't.
Okay,
Do you want to just proceed forward with how we have them, or? I can give examples if you're looking for.
and do we need alternates? Do you need appointed alternates or?
So some of the boards I know that I'm on, the entire board is an alternate. For instance, the Council on Aging, I believe. So anybody from this board could be the alternate without being named.
Well, and that's what I was kind of thinking. Typically, if you can't make it, we try to get a hold of somebody you think you can, right? I mean, do they have to be
It
named an alternate?
depends on the on the board, because some boards have to have very specific
Okay.
appointed alternates that are allowed. One example that I think of is the One Watershed, One Plans. They're very specific on who's a
Yes.
member.
Okay.
And so does the East Central Juvenile Board, and Terry and I, there should be two.
Okay,
And
Well,
I
then-
think that's another one we might consider getting used to, because I have one more year. So if you, I don't know how you want to do that. It can be two commissioners and you, right? So I think we need an alternate for that.
okay. Well, should we just start probably right at number 8? And we'll just go down? Or did you have a question?
Well, I was gonna suggest a different process,
Okay,
that we just approve what we have, and then rather than bogging our time down, if
Good on.
if in the next month that because these are chair appointed anyway.
Yeah.
That's our process, so that if there is something that we find that, oh, we really do need an alternate in there, that we discover that during the next month and our chair just appoints it at the.
okay.
I think that's a grand idea.
And if anything comes back where it has to go through the board, we can do it at the next meeting or whatever too. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Perfect.
we'll work together, figure out which ones need them, and then get that done.
Right, Mr. Chair, one more just slight correction, line number 12, the One Watershed, One Plan Technical Committees. That references the Land and Resources Manager, but we've retitled that position to Environmental Services Manager.
Okay.
So just updating that.
Yep, perfect. And do we need action on this?
It is a board appointment,
Okay,
or a chair appointment, sorry.
okay, so we don't, okay. All right, sounds good. So now we'll look at the 2026 board schedule. I don't know, just take a peek at all them. I think it's similar to this last year. First Tuesday in Pine City, the second Tuesday or the third Tuesday in Sandstone. Except that one where the elections are, we switched them. And I think usually we gotta move the December meeting because of AMC, but this year,
I think election this time.
yeah, but the AMC meeting don't interfere with our board meeting this time, so we can leave it all the same. Board equalization, truth and taxation, and then committee meetings. Anybody got any problems or suggestions with that?
I think it's worked out, so I think we just keep it the same.
And that's just no action on that, or do we?
Deb, do we have a motion on that or no?
I'll move it.
A motion.
Yeah, I didn't know if we needed one.
I
I
don't believe,
I thought we did.
oh, well,
I don't know. Never hurts.
This is easy to do a motion.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
I made the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Holland, second by Ludwig. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, go ahead, Deb.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Nelson.
Yes.
District 4, Commissioner Waldham.
Yes.
District 5, Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
District 1, Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to number H, approve minutes of the December 16, 2025 regular county board meeting and summary for publication.
I'll move that.
Okay. Motion by Holland. Got a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Ludwig. Any discussion? Hearing none, go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Or Moore.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, minutes of boards, committees and correspondence, Pine County Land Surveyor Monthly Report, December 2025, and the Pine County Zoning Board Minutes, September 25th, 2025.
Ludwig will move.
Okay,
Second.
got a motion by Ludwig, second by Nelson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, consent agenda. Nice to see a lot of donations to the K-9 and the veterans.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in the consent agenda, we do have the contracts that when this is, well, I can wait for a motion.
We've had time to read it, Mr. Chair.
I'll move the consent.
I'll second.
Okay. Just my question to Ryan. I can't remember, how long have we been in with Microsoft 365?
9 years.
Has it been that long? Okay. Do you remember what it started at? What kind of money?
We've switched licensing twice, so it was, I think, 80,000.
Okay. I haven't, because we haven't really talked about it in a while, but it's like, holy.
About the same price as last time.
Okay, yeah. And that's what everybody's pushing for now is subscriptions. And when we got, what is it, 320 subscriptions, that adds up in a quick minute. So. Anybody else got any discussion? Hearing none. Go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Ludwig, Commissioner Holland,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll go to our regular agenda number 1, the operating guidance. So.
Okay, just a little bit of background. If you look at how we are organized, we have a lot of documents, but and we follow statutes, but they're a little bit, we pull from here and we pull from there, and we sort of know how that operates. But if you look at other counties, they have a very nice, concise document which goes through, for example, I just pulled Isantes, and they talk about, how the board is organized, when their meetings are, what their rules of procedure are, the types of action that a county board can take, how the agenda is put together and distributed, advisory committees. It talks about open meeting law. And then there's also a code of ethics that's organized by, in Isantes County, they just took it right from AMC. So I think that would be a document that would be, and it's usually approved annually, at an organizational meeting. And that may be something that I think we should be looking at, particularly as we have new commissioners coming on next year. Part of it is, what does a commissioner do, and how do they actually function here as a body? And so this document, I think, is it's not lengthy. I think they're 20 to 25 pages, but I think it would be very helpful for new commissioners and for ourselves. Some of the stuff that we do, it's just outlined there, and we're not reinventing the wheel. It's not like this is something new. You look at a lot of these counties, it's very similar, what they have. Isantes and Chisago's almost looks identical. And I would think ours wouldn't be much different, but, and this is not new. I know we kind of sort of talked about it. They've talked about it at AMC before, even this last year. So, my thought is that we move forward and ask administration to kind of put something together so that we're more prepared for next year.
Do you think maybe Well, do you think maybe having a committee of the whole discussing it would be good, or try to
Right.
get something somewhat framed up and then?
So at the, later on in the agenda, we're gonna be scheduling a committee of the whole, and we
Yeah.
could add this as a topic.
Sure, that'd be great.
Good idea.
And if I could suggest something, Kelly, is if you could, if we could come to that meeting with a copy of, um, some other counties so that it's always easier to poke holes in something that's already written down. And then, I, I agree with Roger. It's, as we look at least two new commissioners coming on board next year, would be great for them to have, all the tools that we could afford them to make their life successful. And this would be one of them. I know we've talked about doing it, when we've updated our policy handbook and that stuff, but we don't have a good board guidance, manual.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be something good to just
That's a good
get,
idea.
yeah, get something on paper and we can work through it, and that'll be a goal of ours this year. So, thank you. Anything else? Okay. All right, well, yeah, we'll talk about that more. Now we'll move on to 1.1 Land Advisory Committee report.
Yeah.
You want to take it?
Okay, so the A part, I'll cover first the land donation, and I think you all read some of that in the packet. Greg presented everything to us as the property would come in and it could be added to our land mass, but it could not be, we could not make a memorial forest, so could receive PILT dollars. That easement on it would not allow a memorial forest, right? So we would not receive PILT dollars for it. And then the other thing that was, he says that where it sits, we have access to all that county land already from multiple, so it really doesn't have a benefit to the county other than it could be used for timber management and stuff like that. But most of it was blown down and damaged, so it's a long-term thing. So, and I had brought up, if we add this much acreage here, we would have to get rid of some. I thought we should get rid of some somewhere else or something, because we hold a lot of land. And I don't know but then, so in the end, we decided not to accept it, but keep an open dialogue with the state and somewhere else, because maybe the DNR will take it or whatever. And if that happens, we don't know, then we would get PILT dollars for it, right? So that's the way we ended. So I don't know what you want, anything to add to that, Josh?
Well,
It's
I
like-
would just, part of what Greg said is that the public trust for public lands was interested in working with the county. And this was one of the parcels they were interested in. Now, he said that if we declined it, they still want to work with us.
Right.
And
We
that
can
was
keep that
kind of,
dialogue.
yeah, that was kind of what we had thought, is
Right.
to still try to work with them, but maybe on a better parcel. Just because this one didn't work for, it didn't really fit what we wanted,
Yeah.
for that, so. Yep, go ahead.
So would you say that maybe you felt that there were too many restrictions, that our hands would be too tied as a county by accepting this? Was that?
Yes.
Could you boil it down to that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, members of the board. That was some of it, because for example, there's gravel deposits on the property, but the restrictions on the property would not let us access the gravel deposits. And then you're taking 323 acres just off the tax rolls and not receiving any PILT. And it would be more interesting if, for example, we didn't have access to these memorial forests and this parcel gave us access. It would be a more enticing offer. But at this point, it just really was locking up additional private land in public ownership.
And if you scroll ahead a little bit, there is a map, and what's highlighted there was it. I mean, there's a couple thousand acres right there of memorial forest that it just didn't really add a whole lot. So, and we had just sold some of that to the south of it already, so it just didn't make a lot of sense, but we wanted to for sure keep the dialogue open and work with them, maybe try to find a better.
Yeah, and it's still listed for sale.
Yep.
So-
Yep. So that's kind of where we were with that.
Just one last question.
Yeah.
So what precludes them from, say, donating it to the state of Minnesota?
Nothing,
Yeah.
but then we'd at least get pilled.
Okay, got it.
So it could become public land for sure. So,
There'd be public land.
and
So,
we'll just do these together, or do you should we do a motion on just that? one?
no, I can say, I suggest, I just made a motion that we deny it and keep your communications open and see what comes out. So,
And I would second
and I
that.
would just make that recommendation to the board.
Okay.
If they want.
Yep. And so that was a motion, right?
Yes.
Yes, because I'm seconding it. And is there any other discussion on this?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I got a question. Yeah, Kelly, do you or Matt or any other member of the land advisory, what would the tilt money actually total for those 323 acres? Was that discussed at all?
Can do that calculation and get it to you. It's a formula.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and then for a comparable, what would be brought in if that were in private ownership in tax dollars for our county?
He is in private ownership, so.
Okay, so I could compare it with that. Yep.
There's a couple formulas, right, Kelly? So, yeah, she'll have to figure that out.
And just to be clear, like Matt said, if these guys wanted to just give it to the state, or if the land trust for public lands still wanted to buy it, they can do that. That's all up to them. It is currently being listed privately, and that's what was going on. So they approached us to see if we wanted to work with them, and we explained why we didn't. So,
I think just to be clear, because we brushed over it. There's really only a small piece of property that's taxable not taxable, but buildable or whatever, because the rest is in an easement that can't be touched. It's like, was it 23 acres or 32 acres or something? That's it.
Yeah.
It's all part of a easement with the state.
okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Hi.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to move on to the boat landing?
Yeah, well, this one's a little more confusing to me, but I think I'll give it a shot.
Clear as mud, right?
So we've talked about this as a board a couple different times in different situations, I think, but the DNR is remodeling the boat landing on the Snake River in 61. And of course, Pine County is putting a new bridge in, and that's going to impact that same piece of property. And they're trying to get things timed so they can work together and make all things happen at once. So there's is it First Avenue or whatever? That's the boundary to the north side of the boat landing. Well, there's a little piece of there's this parcel that goes from the road right away at the bridge, all the way up through past the First Avenue and north and along the side that belongs to Pine County Agricultural Society and Pine County. And there's exclusive rights that come to Pine County, and I think ownership north might be totally ag. I'm not sure because the county still has easement rights on that 61, so it's kind of both. So with all that, it sounds confusing. So the only thing that's really in play is this little parcel that's south of where First Avenue hits 61. It'd be the southeast peak parcel right there that we have rights to, the Ag Society has rights to. So we're going to say we'll quit claim the deed to the Ag Society. The county will. Then the Ag Society will quit claim the deed to the DNR. Is that right?
Or that little pie shape.
Anyway, it's that little piece. And then when we do that, Pine County is going to release any rights it has to the stuff north to the Ag Society, so they'll get that piece.
And
Does that say it roughly?
Yeah.
Is that confusing the way I explained it?
No,
maybe,
it's pretty good, Matt. Maybe I can add a little more confusion, but I was on the Ag Society for 34 years, and I think this is the third time that property has come under advisement. But and so it was always on the map and on common knowledge, at least amongst the people on the fair board, that the Ag Society was the owner of that land from the railroad tracks west, plus that little pie shape south of First Avenue. And then I guess when they were surveying for the bridge, they found some other documentation that miraculously nobody in the past had found, and I believe it had to do with when the state highway department built Highway 61, they were unclear of who they really gave the unused right, because they used some of the fill for 61, and then when they gave it back to the landowner, they were a little unclear of who they get, in my mind anyway, who they gave it back to. Instead of just giving it back to the Ag Society, they gave it back. I don't know if it was in joint ownership or back to the county, but I think the land committee, and with Reese's help and the highway department's help, I think this would clear up the situation for the next 50 years, probably till somebody else digs up some document in the bottom of the river. But anyway, I think this would satisfy the boat landing part, the bridge part, and the Ag Society part.
Yeah, so I think if I was gonna summarize, I'd say we'll give up all rights to the whole works as a county.
Yeah.
If the Ag Society gives up their rights to that little parcel south of.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's-
and the way this came up is because the DNR wants to do a major project on the boat landing. And I think it'll be a good project. It'll be a very big improvement to the area, but they need the land to do it. So when they dug into it, maybe we were owners, maybe the Ag Society, blah, blah, blah. But so we just figured, let's just clean up it all. And I mean, essentially the county's a big loser as far as property goes. But I think it's a benefit for all parties. We don't really want that parking lot. So just have the Ag Society have the parking lot. For the boat landing, we want the boat landing, so let the DNR have that. So we might be doing a little bit of negotiating. I have a few things to try to get the DNR to work on still a winter access on Cross Lake. And they maybe have some property, so maybe it's a good faith to try to get them to listen to us a little more. So we'll see.
I agree. And if nobody remembers, if you drive on 61 and you look to the east, towards the railroad tracks, that parking lot is about, it looks like it's 6 feet lower than the road. It's not a buildable piece of land. It's kind of below sea level. So, it's not ever going to be a housing development or something like that.
I think we need to retain our rights in the road right away though, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes.
And that is part of it. So yeah, our road right away access. So.
Yeah.
So did you make a motion?
Yeah, I will move that. I made the motion at the beginning, remember, to,
Okay. And I'll second that. Is there any other discussion on this?
it's confusing.
As far as it goes, I think the Ag Society attorney and Reese are gonna work through that stuff. So hopefully they've already contacted and we can get it straightened, but we'll see how it goes. So, all right. Go ahead, Deb, and call the roll.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, Extension Committee appointment. Consider the consider affirming the reappointment of Kurt Mangan and appoint another individual from Commissioner District 4 to serve on the Extension Committee for 3-year term. So yeah, I know you've been contacted, Commissioner Waldham, about getting somebody for that. Is that something you're working on, or should we just do it?
Yeah, we had two different farms, spoke with them. They can't commit to it. They're too busy. I guess my next question would be is, how far out do you extend this, offer to? I mean, does it have to be active farmers, farming
No,
land? No, it could
It
be.
has, it has nothing to do with being a farmer. It's the
Gotcha.
extension committee, so they could be a master gardener, they could be a teacher, they could be a citizen that is,
It could be anybody then,
appreciates-
right, Steve?
yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, with that being said, then, there was just a couple that were clarifying that because they do not have, active farms like we've seen others in the past. So yeah, as of now, no, I don't have one. I can let them know now though that you don't have to be an active farmer, like Steve explained. You can just be a citizen.
This is a advisory committee meeting,
Gotcha.
advising the extension committee on most, the big thing is youth outreach is what we're really concerned about, but they do a lot of other things. They do master gardener, they do the ag person,
Sure.
all of the extension things.
Gotcha. So what's the absolute deadline on this? I can get back to him this afternoon with what I just learned here today.
Sooner the better,
Tony-
Gotcha.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah,
members
go
of the
ahead.
board, County Attorney Frederickson's just reading the statute because the statute is clear that these appointments shall be made at the organizational meeting. So I'm just looking for some guidance from him.
That's correct. It's
Is that, maybe we have, weaved off of that organization because we've had people that something has happened to them during the year and they are not able to continue, so they have reappointed or appointed someone else to fill out the year. Maybe we did it illegally.
Well, I think vacancies are probably different
then reappointments.
than reappointments.
Correct.
Yeah, the one would have been just perfect, but they've already committed to other, they sit on other public boards and they're just running themselves thin. They would have been perfect. The other one also is involved with the community and sits on a different board. And but with knowing what I know now, I'll get back to another individual that has sat on a school board and I think would be really good for our neck of the woods up there, but just need to know.
So this is,
County Attorney has
Yeah.
an opinion.
was there somebody that? Well, that's what they're just saying is does anybody know anybody that would take this today? It doesn't have to be from District 4. We've had quite a few months to try to figure this out, and if there was questions, that would have been perfect time to contact somebody about these questions, not here. But do you guys, anybody know anybody in any district?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Steve, you know everybody.
Yeah, but I hate to appoint somebody without, I suppose we could appoint them and they could resign from the board next week and then we'd have a vacancy and then we'd have to appoint somebody else.
Mr. Chair, I was procedurally, if we don't appoint somebody today, I'm thinking it becomes a vacancy.
Yeah, I think so. And then we can appoint somebody to fill the vacancy, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I would just say, Mr. Chair, so the statute 38.36 subdivision 1 says that the county board shall appoint at its annual meeting. But it appears that there's not a name and then there isn't another viable candidate. So I think that at this point, I think it would be acceptable to maybe table it for the next meeting, but that it is noted on the record that it was brought up here at this annual meeting.
Okay. That's all.
Can we advertise and put that like out in our local northern newspapers? Like
AJ, this is not hard.
It's been open we knew it was gonna be an opening for several weeks or months.
Yeah,
so the answer is no.
I would just urge you to communicate with a few people from your district. Otherwise, we can,
Yep.
a couple people. That's all.
Yeah, with
Got
yes, appreciate Steve's input today. That helps.
Also, JJ,
Yeah.
Maybe touch base with Sarah or Katie at Extension. They might
Sure.
have a great candidate in mind.
All right, from the extension office, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, Katie from Hinckley,
Gotcha.
and Sarah's from Pine City, but they both grew up in the area, so they know a lot of people.
Gotcha. Say, Kelly, could you also, with that other information I requested, give me Sarah and Katie's contact info, please?
I sure can, and I can forward you the email from October where they had provided a list of names.
All right, thank you, Kelly.
All right, so we do need a motion on Kurt. I will make that motion to reappoint Kurt Mangan. And
I'll second that.
That we're tabling the other position.
And then actually with that motion, I'm gonna table the District 4 appointment right now. So do you still want to second
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
All right, so Library Committee appointment. Consider the reappointment of Mary Brewmeister as citizen representative to the East Central Library Board for a 3-year term. I'm guessing she's okay with that?
Yep,
Yeah.
she was willing to serve.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
okay,
And I will just say that she's been a pretty active member and her term limit is not up yet, so I would say that we continue with that.
yeah, because they can, what is it, 3 terms or something like that, I think you can have?
3 consecutive terms.
Consecutive, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none. Deb, if you want to call the roll.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, schedule committee of the whole. You want to take that?
Sure, I sure can. Mr. Chair, members of the board, I'm suggesting that we schedule our first committee of the whole meeting to discuss our strategic plan in 2024. The board spent a significant amount of time drafting a strategic plan, and I think it would be a good time to review that, determine if the projects and the goals that we had identified at that time are still applicable, or if any need to be revisited. We can kind of formally check off the things that have been completed. And then additionally, I have been in communication with Senators Rarick, Nelson, and Dotseth to hopefully have them come meet with the board to just discuss prior to the legislative session their priorities, and we can communicate our priorities with them. And so that is a tentative item that would be on the agenda. And then also, as we had discussed earlier, the board operating procedure, just having a first look at a policy. And I was suggesting January 27th, just as that is an open Tuesday. It didn't look like there was any committee meetings or anything scheduled.
And we don't need do we need a motion on that or?
Yes.
Okay.
We got a tech committee at 9, but we can work around that. At least it's scheduled.
Right, so we could start at 10 probably.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll move it.
Okay, Ludwig.
I'll second.
All right, any other discussion on it? Hearing none. Go ahead, Deb.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, number 5, purchasing from More Parts and Supplies Incorporated. You want to take it?
Sure, Mr. Chair, members of the board, I can take that. So Pine County, there is Minnesota statute that prohibits the county from doing business with having any direct or indirect, with a county commissioner who has any direct or indirect interest in a business in Minnesota. However, there is an exception to that the county board can by unanimous vote allow business transactions that do not require a bid. So that would be a purchases of less than $25,000. Previously, we used to annually pass a resolution recognizing that our highway department does some business with More Auto Parts. And we haven't done that since 2020. However, I would feel more comfortable if we did that, which is why it is on the agenda. Just for informational sake, throughout the entire 2025, the total paid to More Parts and Supplies was $3,273.52. So it's very minimal transactions.
I will move resolution 2026-01.
Okay. Do we got a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on this? All right, hearing none. Deb?
Commissioner Waldham,
I abstain.
Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
I abstain.
Commissioner Nelson.
Yes. All right. We will move on to 5.1. The 2-month hiring pause.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if you'd like me to kind of give a little background on this as well. So back on August 29th, as the board was working through the 2026 budget, there was some discussion on just potentially having some vacancy savings in 2025 to be able to roll into the 2026 budget, or just taking kind of a pause on hires just to make sure that we're thinking about those positions, making sure that they truly are needed, seeing if there's different ways we can go about business, that type of thing. So at that point, the board did direct staff to implement a minimum 2-month vacancy period on positions that became vacant for the remainder of 2025, with a note that critical positions could be eligible for a case-by-case waiver. During the period, 19 positions became vacant. 14 waivers were requested and granted due to the critical roles of those positions. And of the 14 positions that were granted waivers, 8 of them have been filled as of today with an average vacancy period without the waiver of 9.5 weeks. Interestingly, 5 of those positions were actually filled with internal candidates, which is typically a quicker turnaround in the hire. So that 9.5 weeks is drawn down a bit because those were internal candidates. But of course, 5 of those positions then also added the 5 vacancies of those folks moving, except for there was a few positions in Health and Human Services that were eliminated and those people moved to these positions. For positions where waivers were not requested, so there were 5 total positions, 1 was eliminated. 1 would have been paused either way because it's off construction season. In the other 3 cases, those positions have not been positions that we've just found that the work could be eliminated, reassigned. So those in this interim period, those responsibilities have been simply shifted to existing staff or services were delayed due to the workload. So I just wanted to highlight how that went. Note that it did expire December 31st and open it for any discussion you may have.
So there's no real action we gotta take here, but it was just, to talk about it. Yeah, I think we did it. It did seem like being on personnel committee that we did get a lot of ask for, waivers on it, which wasn't bad. I know on the staff, it was a little just uncertain, is kind of how I felt, but I don't know
for me, so the criteria is what? So we don't really have a list of things we ask a department, whoever's bringing things forward. So, and I only say that because would that help clear it up? That would say this one, instead of being so, how could you make it more objective of a decision? It's just for discussion. I don't know the answer to that, but we always ask those questions anyway, but we're not like checking boxes when we do it. And I don't know if we need to. I'm just saying if this is a priority of ours, it might make it easier if we just had a few points of criteria that gets put on the personnel committee, that we prove it up so that by the time it gets to the board, and I don't know if that's good or bad, Kelly. It's just, I don't know how to think about it because most of the departments know this is an important position and they tell us this is what it's doing.
And that is a good point. Maybe there's something we can do when we give our personnel committee report to say, hey, this was checked out. I don't know. What is that?
Well, I'm thinking if there were we ask questions and we'd always write down all the responses, but if we had just a little, it could be our own thing we develop in a personnel committee and then bring it back. And it's not like it's going to be difficult, right?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
create a standard of meeting some criteria before we just automatically rubber stamp something and say, is this position busy? How does it look in the future? Those kind of things like Roger brought up, which I think are very valid things because times change all the time and things change all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
I think you're both bringing up good points, and I think the idea was to make sure that we are certain that this position is valid to continue with.
Yes.
And we're hoping that happens every time on its own, but are there some tools we could give the personnel committee that says, here's some criteria that needs to be met before we're going to approve the refilling of this position. And I don't know what right off. I've thought about it, and I don't know if I was sitting on that committee that I would have a better handle on it.
Yeah, and I don't know, is this something that we can even talk about in our strategic planning?
It might be. I think it's a valid concern of everybody that when somebody leaves, it's the perfect time to say, is this position something that absolutely needs to continue? Some of them, to me, they are so obvious that it to put people through the consternation of it. Is this really, do we have to wait 2 months or what the deal is here? Because it takes us 3 months to fill it anyway. And, I don't know. Do we have hopefully we don't have any positions that, well, geez, I don't know even why we have that position. Hopefully we've weeded those out over time and maybe we haven't, I don't know, but I think we have.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, I think it's always good whenever the board, takes an action, and that action is completed, to go back and look and say, evaluate, was this, what were the good things about it? What were the bad things about it? So that, if, as we go forward, that, it can be a, a learning tool for us. I will say that, I think there were some successes to it, and some, maybe it wasn't not so successful in other areas. But it maybe spurred us on to have even deeper conversations about how we deliver goods and services, and it maybe moves us on to the next level of discussion, and so I think from that aspect, some of these things that we're talking about, if we're going to talk about it at committee of the whole, that's good.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of, if the board kind of tells, like Matt said, the personnel committee, maybe what they're looking for, and maybe what they want information when they vote on it. That would be good. Be good for us to know, and good for everybody to know, because we want everybody to be comfortable with it, so. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Number 6, Minnesota Clean Water Partnership Project Implementation Loan.
Sure, Mr. Chair, members of the board. In 2024, Pine County received a Clean Water Partnership loan from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency in the amount of $750,000 to fix non-compliant systems, septic systems. So as a reminder, we started this program back in 2016, and we have, to date, we've replaced 224 non-compliant septic.
many?
224.
Wow.
Non-compliant septic systems through this program. So this program simply provides the property owner with a loan, which is paid back on their property taxes to replace their non-compliant septic system. It is a very popular program with landowners, obviously, and it really helps out the contractors as well, because a lot of times they're left with somebody's systems failing, but yet there's no money to do anything about it. So to date, that 224 septic systems was a total cost of just over $3.7 million, which is revenue to our local contractors. So it is all around, I think, a win-win-win program. The 2024 loan, though, was only for $750,000, which I was clear with the MPCA when they granted that wouldn't be enough to last us through the loan period, which, as they've done in the past, they're always willing to extend the dollar amount. So to date of that $750,000, we've spent $686,000, just over $686,000. And so that would be not enough to get through the remainder, between the 686 and the 750, not be enough to get through the 2026 construction season. So to ensure that we have funds to get through the 2026 construction season, the MPCA is willing to grant us an additional $500,000 to loan out. And you simply would need to approve the resolution that would authorize me to execute that amendment, increasing the loan amount. And it also does bump the term out. So that's like the amount of time where we can use those funds and loan them out to people. That's not the time when we pay it back.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I would just like to say, I've heard from both sides of the people that have used this program and from contractors, and I would guess it's one of the highlights of, since I've been on the board, of good things we've done for people in Pine County. It really has helped a lot of people out. That they just, I mean, when you're strapped and you find out your septic system has failed, and you got to come up with 18 to 22 grand or whatever one costs now. It's a lot of money, and this allows them to move forward.
Yeah. So we do need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Holland's got the second. And it was kind of interesting. I was just at a Snake River, One Watershed, One Plan, and there was what, 3 people in the public that had came to the One Watershed, One Plan Board saying that, hey, we got these septic systems, but the people can't afford to fix them. And Kelly happened to be on the call. So I asked her and, she's like, yeah, this program, cause theirs was people, there's one that's for low income, but this is anybody. And, I'd mentioned it and I think they even have it over there, but, or
They
didn't
do
they?
not.
They don't. Okay. So them people were looking at the county to maybe, do this over there. So, and
Mr. Chair?
yeah.
So just for discussion, do you have people already on a list that have asked and for the next construction season?
Right. We always have open applications, you know, sometimes the contractors just can't get to them. So too, we always have people in waiting. Our list has never been at 0 since we started the program.
Okay, so then does it have to be failing or can it be an old system that is about ready to fail?
Well, it has to be failing. However, failing isn't that necessarily that it's backing up into my basement. Failing is it doesn't pass a compliance inspection, so it might be a straight pipe out to the ditch where that's not failing, it's still going away, but yet it's not a proper septic system. Or it might simply be that it was a
That's
drain.
illegal.
It was a drain field that was only installed with a foot of separation to the periodically saturated soil. And I mean, back in the day, they didn't, you know, the septic regulations were much looser.
Oh.
And so it has to be non-compliant. So not necessarily failing, but non-compliant.
Okay, I was just seeing if people are just, well, I'm gonna upgrade mine. You know, if it's, everything's fine.
Yeah, they do have to pay it back though, these funds back, so. And people typically aren't wanting to take them out just to do it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none. Deb, you want to call the roll?
Commissioner Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, collective bargaining labor agreements. How many we got there? 1, 2, 3,
There's 5 here.
5. So this was me and Matt, basically sleeping here for a few months. But they're all there, kind of an overview of them all. And they're all signed, right? They're all passed on their side?
Right, they are all passed on their side, and we
Yeah.
did just hear from another one yesterday that one passed, so that will be coming to the January 20th meeting.
Okay. So we need a motion on these.
I will move.
I'll second them. Is there any discussion on them? And as you can see, the terms are there. There's only one year, most of them are 2, so that we are gonna have, and these ain't all of them anyways. We had a few that weren't up yet, but, yeah, we, had a lot of work. So, we had to say no a lot. So, and, but we got there. So I think, some weren't happy, some weren't, I don't know if any of them were happy, but we did come to agreements on them. And I think that's the biggest thing. Both sides came to agreement on them and, we heard a lot. There was a lot of concern, in some of these meetings, some trust issues. And I think that's where it's really important for us commissioners to talk to employees and, you know, make sure they know we appreciate them, because I think some of that is, you know, if you give them a offer of, you know, just say whatever, 3% next year, some of them are offended by that. And that's not the reason, you know, and when we can have that across the table conversation and, just say, you know, this is why we arrived at this. This is what we want to try to do for you. This is what is policy. It helps. It really does help. So it's not so bad to get in front of, employees and unions every couple years and just have some of that. Cause there is a lot of uncertainty in the world today. And even over the last couple of years, and I think it does really help. So hopefully, at the end of the day, everybody's feels a little more heard and, yeah, everybody had a part in these, so I guess that's all I'd say. Is there any questions? Okay, hearing none. Deb, you want to call the roll?
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we will recess the county board meeting and convene the rail authority meeting. So we need to appoint, is that, you gotta do it or do I do it? Or do we have to?
Sure, but I could do it because we don't actually have a chair right now. So we need to appoint chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. In the past, those duties have pretty well followed along with the county board, with the county administrator being the secretary, a non-voting member, and then the auditor treasurer also being the treasurer for the railroad authority board. But we'll start with nominations for chair. Are there-
Madam Administrator, I believe I can do this. I would like to nominate the slate of officers that would include the chairman of the board, our administrator, and our county auditor treasurer.
And the vice chair?
And the vice chair would be the same as the county board vice chair.
I'll second that.
Is you or me? Go ahead.
All right, we'll have Deb call the roll.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Waldham,
Yes.
Commissioner Ludwig,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, is there any regional rail authority business?
I do not think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
actually had what, 2 this last year?
Right, and we might have one more coming for an easement.
Okay. So, okay, with that, we will adjourn the rail meeting and reconvene the county board meeting. And we'll start with commissioner updates on negotiations.
We have one to go and we're in talks.
Yeah, and we got one not.
Right, so we have 2 contracts that are not been before you yet, the Teamsters Sheriff Administration staff, which they voted yesterday to approve the tentative agreement. So that will be coming before you to January 20th meeting. And we have yet to meet with the Highway Supervisors Unit. We have reached out several times, and they have not been available to meet.
Okay. All right, Snake River Fur Post meeting.
Yes, we've had a couple of meetings, and the last meeting we had was with a couple of representatives from the Minnesota Historical Society, which owns the Fur Post west of Pine City. And I was happy to hear that they reported to us that they are not abandoning that site. They are not going to staff it, but they are not going to let it fall into disrepair and just walk away from it. They have a responsibility to the citizens of the state of Minnesota to continue to maintain that facility. They've hired a contractor to keep the snow plowed. They are in the process of hiring a contractor to put a new roof on the interpretive center, which it does need, and they will do the repairs. They are also willing to look for a partner. And so that is the next phase of the group that's meeting, is who would be a willing partner to offer guided tours of the facility and be the interpreters out there. And so there's a group of people that are working on that. There were 2 facilities in the state that were closed. They were both in outstate Minnesota. One was the Lindbergh House in Little Falls and the Snake River Post here in Pine City. And so believe it or not, yesterday I was having lunch with somebody from Pine City here, and they mentioned that their sister is on the board of directors of the Lindbergh House in Little Falls. So, and she is a Pine City native, so we'll touch base with her and see what, because I was told they're a little bit further along in trying to come up with some kind of a organization to continue with face-to-face presentations that would take place. So that's what we know for right now. If anybody wants to jump on board and help, we'll see what we can do. It's been a great facility for 50, 60 years as a tourist attraction for Pine County. And we'd hate to see it be closed permanently.
Yeah. Highway 23 Coalition,
They did not meet this month.
okay. Arrowhead Counties.
I
Anybody
didn't
think-
go. It was a dinner meeting.
Okay. Zoning Board,
I went to that. They, let me find. They approved the variance for a building project up by Net Lake. And they also approved the STS ordinance, or on the STS ordinance review we did, they went over that again. So other than that, it was pretty much a general meeting.
okay. Courthouse Potluck,
Well, I happened to be at the courthouse for another thing, and so my wife made some stuff, and I brought it and joined in, and it's always fun. And like Josh said, to sit down with employees and have a chat that's not in any way adversarial, but as you know, to get to know those people somewhat better than we do, and just learn about their family life and what they do here at the county and what they do in their civilian life.
okay, good. Snake River Watershed Plan Partnership. I kind of talked about the septic stuff. There's a couple people there asking about that. We did pass a new grant. This is the last year of our current grant. So we have to update it and put forth a new one. And they started working on that. And that was kind of about it. There was a couple projects that they did. They just gave us some information on it. The budget, we had to do a couple revisions again. And this was the first year, so they're getting, some people are asking some questions about why are we reallocating some of these funds? And it was kind of, we didn't know exactly where it was all gonna land. So she usually has a sheet of, you know, we allocated this much here and this much here, and this one wasn't getting much action, but this one got a lot of action. So we're reallocating some of the funds there, and that was kind of it. So
One thing, Josh, I do know is a lot of these projects, and we've talked about it before, but they're joint projects with USDA. And so when there were some contracts that were some RFPs that were out, and they fell right within the government shutdown. So those contracts, they had to go back and extend the deadlines for them, and they're still trying to clean up some of that mess. So if you hear something on that board, it's because I know I've got some neighbors who had projects that they were actually hoping they could have got in there this fall and done them, and they could have, but the contracts were sitting on a closed office desk.
yep. Okay. NLX looks like it was canceled. Any other meetings anybody had that they went to? Okay, is there anything other? All right, take a peek at your upcoming meetings. And we'll declare the meeting adjourned. Thanks.
Thank you.